Let's look back at what happened on Wednesday night. And Real Madrid, wow, they did it again, Cass. They fought back and they beat Manchester City to reach the Champions League final. Just quickly, your take on that game and how it all went wrong for City.
I've had a million conversations, no, slight exaggeration, but a lot of conversations this week about the game and where did it go wrong? Well, you get yourself in a fantastic position and you get yourself a lead that gives you a basis of a 2-goal cushion.
Yeah.
And then it all falls apart in a moment, 90 seconds now. You concede, and the brilliance of Man City of keeping the ball, when they took the kick-off, when it went 1-1, that 90 seconds was everything that City don't do. They lost the ball quite quickly, and a couple of times the ball gets played out wide. They don't get to the ball quite quick enough. It gets the slightest of deflections. Rodrigo ends up getting a header. I think that's the first header he scored for Real Madrid.
Really?
Rodrigo.
Wow, what goal! What
right,
header
the
to
first
score.
header. So the person you'd want on the end of a cross who's not got a header, it's his first one.
Yeah.
You know, and look, there was so much that happened, and we could sit here and we could be. I mean, look, the question is, Nat, you know, was Pep's substitutions right? And well, he wanted carriers of the ball in his team. He wanted to try and run the clock down so you get Grealish on. And Grealish done everything was expected of him. And apart from a stud that goes wide of a post, that is extraordinary that it went wide. And, you know, just everything seemed to go. I thought the refereeing performance was awful. Especially, you know, Casemiro in the first half. And I know they can't go to VAR because the referees deemed it just a foul. I mean, that challenge in the opening periods of the game, that was a terrible challenge. And there were things that happened afterwards and the extra time and, you know, there were things that I didn't like about, but you can't ignore and in an incredible way admire how Real Madrid have got to this final, because I don't know how they've done it. Like I said earlier in the show, Nat, they've had 3 Man United Bayern Munichs in one season in the Champions League, quarterfinals, last 16, semis. They've done the same thing to everybody. Is that coincidence? No, it's not. There's something special within that group.
Indeed.
You know, they're not good defensively. I said that all along to you. They'll concede goals, and yet Man City have conceded 5 in the 2 legs.
Yeah, it's a question now of how do they pick themselves up, Manchester City, having been, as you rightly say, at one point in pole position. You felt, right, they're going to get the job done, especially as they're heading into, the 89th minute pretty much. It looks as though they're going to win that game. And obviously there was that miraculous comeback by Real Madrid. Pep Guardiola was asked whether or not he actually thought City would ever win the Champions League.
It's a question I cannot answer. Before Madrid, I didn't know we were able to win it. But football is incredible and unpredictable. We saw it, and I cannot. But this team or this club, this is my feeling I have. Maybe I'm wrong. So didn't buy or took over the people from Abu Dhabi, Sheikh Mansour, to buy this club and invest in these incredible facilities and invest in players like a lot of other clubs in the world to be what we live the last years, is not to win just the Champions League.
I mean, I suppose it's inevitable. He can't really answer the question because he's not a soothsayer, shall we say. Obviously, he would want to win it, and that was his prime target.
I'd say desperate. I'd say desperate. It's unfair on Pep, but he's always played it down, that. He's always done that with the Champions League. But I believe his inner desire is to give that trophy to the owners and everybody involved with Man City. It's there. I thought his interview yesterday, Nat, was clear as any interview he's ever done. This really has been a painful experience that I was so desperate to try and win for this club and the players, the supporters and everybody involved.
So the question I suppose now is, they are still in the title race, but how on earth is he going to pick up his team? Bear in mind, so many of them looked so emotional after that defeat. As I say, they still have a job to do. They still have a title to go for and to retain. But is it difficult to pick yourself up after being so close to reaching a final yet again?
They're winners. They are winners. and they'll continue to win after this, this episode. There will be incredible scars over the long period. They would have loved to have played a game the next day, Nat, to get that out of the way. So beware of a wounded animal, because that's what Man City are going to be. I see them beating Newcastle comfortably. Yeah. And they'll be galvanised. They will be delighted to be back on the football pitch, because that experience will stay with them for the rest of their careers. Like when you win, if you talk to anyone who were part of Man United's treble team of winning like they did in '99, that stayed with them all their life. It's the same as it is with losses.
Well, what about those key moments then? The Jack Grealish twice had a chance to put City further ahead in that tie, and it was inches, as you rightly point out.
Courtois made a great save as well.
Absolutely,
Jack hasn't done anything wrong.
No,
he's had a difficult time since we can't say this season's been an incredible journey for Jack, because it was a £100 million player.
But will he relive those moments?
Well, yes, of course he will. I mean, I relive moments a lot. I've had reoccurring dreams about things that have happened to me as a player. Yeah. Especially one with Gillingham, with a one-on-one with Neville Southall, literally in front of me. I must have had that dream 50 times.
That was in the cup.
I've never scored. Now, I've never scored. He's never gone in the back of the net. Now, of course he's going to have, but he's a winner. Jack is a winner, and he'll prove that while he's at Man City, because that team, the whole identity of that football club is to be continual winners. And they will do that over the next 5 years. If you had said to me how many trophies they're going to win, they'll say, well, probably minimum 5, even over the next 5 years. They've won FA Cups, they've won League Cups, they've won the Premier League, the big one, because Pep's always said the Premier League is the big one to him.
Cassie, let me ask you this finally then. Is it conceivable in your head? I know you're a Liverpool fan, but put that to one side. Manchester City could actually end up winning nothing this season.
Well, it is possible, but I still think I don't see them losing the game now. Right. And you could say, well, they can lose the league if they draw. Okay. I'm not sure any team that they're going to face between now and the end of the season, they're going to get a draw out of Man City. I think they'll win all their games. And that's my argument all along.
So they'd be your favourites to win the title.
That's why I think they'll be champions. It won't because Liverpool will fail. It will because City will win all their games.